So, were you drafted, or did you actually enlist
I
by yourself?
enlisted.
You
I
enlisted.
was born the first day of January 1940, and my service selection number was 2, so I figured either I go where I want to go, or I'm going to go where they want me to go quick, you know. I enlisted. Air Force.
Back then, was it the Army Air Force still?
No,
Oh,
It actually,
plain old U.S. Air Force.
so they'd actually separated from the Army then.
Oh, a long time before me. Well, I'm just a kid. I'm only
And you
70
still are a kid.
and I'm only 75.
Like I said, you still are a kid. So let's see, that would mean that you've actually, wow, some of the old jets like the Sabre.
Oh, no.
You're welcome. Sabres were awesome. Like the F-86.
I was in security service in the Air Force, which is the spy unit of the Air Force. And I was stationed one foreign country, Texas, and then the other 3 years was in Alaska,
What part of Texas?
San Antonio.
Oh.
Basic training, then over to Kelly Air Force Base to get my security clearance. And got that, and then I went out to Shemya. And in fact, this guy came in today that was also stationed out of Shemya, next to the last island on the Aleutians. That was fun. Luke's definition of fun.
I can understand that.
So,
And 2 years in Anchorage.
so did you ever get to see any combat at all?
No.
That's probably good.
I was in what they call Cold War, you know.
Oh,
And it was very different. They took in, we couldn't even tell our families where we were out at Shemya. We got back to Anchorage, and here was a 4 or 5 page spread in one of the news magazines telling all about Shemya and the curvature of the Earth's radar that was brand new, and you know, and it took a real genius to figure out what they was doing. Here we were in Shemya, there was one in Greenland and one in Turkey, and guess where they was pointing? You know, but we wasn't spy the Russians.
so why did you join? Was it?
Well, I just felt it's my duty to the country to join. My dad was in the service, my dad was in the Army, my uncle was in the service. And in, now in 58, they still had the draft going. And I didn't want to get drafted in the Army. That was, you know, but, and so, I figured, well, I could have a little choice by joining the Air Force.
what was your assignment?
I was an air policeman for security service, and I got to guard the I Spy stuff.
Gotcha.
I got to see a lot of things that a lot of guys don't get to see.
So where were you living at the time?
Sweet Home, Oregon.
Oh, Oregon. So
Yeah.
you're from Oregon.
A little town of about, at that time, maybe 3,000 people, 4,000.
Now, I know you mentioned, you hinted around something about security. You were, so is it top secret security, the stuff that you kind of?
Yes,
yeah.
at that time.
Yeah,
you know,
at that time.
Yeah, it was, the whole security service was a top secret organization, and you had your crypto inside that, you know.
So you had to learn about a little bit of stuff like cryptography and all that kind of stuff?
Well, my job was to make dang certain nobody else got in to learn about it. We had, there at Kelly Air Force Base, I had no idea what was in that room. I couldn't go in, I didn't have a crypto clearance, I just had a top secret. But we had, if I remember right, I think it was like 75 pictures of officers, the only ones that were allowed in there. And they came into the room, the door locked behind them, and you had to personally look at the picture and recognize them, and they had to have a badge. So three-point security, they called it. And his badge had to match whatever was in when they dropped in the slot. And you had to personally recognize them, and you had to know their name, you know. And so, fun. Some really interesting
Yeah.
folks that way.
Makes you probably wonder what was going on in there, huh?
Oh, I had a pretty good idea, but, but I wasn't, I sure never got in that room.
Yeah. Interesting.
What do you think was happening? Do you mind me asking?
Oh, it was, at that time, Russia's communications was, their Air Force and Army was up here, their communication level was down here. So we was monitoring everything that the Russians did. And the Russians did 90% of their communications with the old dot 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 dot.
Yeah, Morse code?
Morse code interceptors.
Uh-huh.
And that was what security service did, break that code down.
Oh.
When Gary Francis Powers got shot down, do you remember that? The U-2 pilot that was flying over Russia? Well, it was our job to monitor where the missile sites were. Okay? And they moved the missile site over that we didn't know about. That's what got Gary, got him shot down.
Wow.
Yeah, and see, and I was on duty the night that Khrushchev walked out of the summit conference. And we was on really full alert. I mean, people don't know how close, the whole close. Somebody had their thumb on the button. And see, that curvature of the Earth's radar that now they've been that big blurbs about, plane could take off from Moscow. As soon as we hit 2,000 feet, it was being tracked on our radar.
Really?
Yeah, when the Russians put up the Sputnik and the doggy was in it, after that, as soon as that thing got up in the air, they was able to confirm, they couldn't tell you, they didn't have the knowledge at that time to confirm if it was a body or a person, but they could tell that there was a live something inside that Sputnik.
You did some writing for some sport.
Oh, yeah.
What was one of your first careers or jobs after you left the service?
Well, I did a short term as a police officer, two different cities, small cities in Oregon. And then I went into sales, and I was in life and health insurance business for many years, and I was a top salesman in the country in disability policies. And then I moved over to the medical field and was a top salesman in the country.
Oh, nice.
And are you familiar with the unit dose system, the 30-day card punch that they use in the nursing homes? Grandma gets a 30-day supply of pills and takes once a day. It comes in a punch card thing.
Okay.
Well, I'm the guy that pioneered that thing in the whole northwest of Alaska, northern California, east of Montana, and everything in between.
Wow.
So every time Grandma took a pill, like a part of a penny.
Nice.
It was good to us, really good to us.
Why did you leave the police department?
My best friend got killed. He relieved me at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and at 11 o'clock that night I was telling his wife he's not coming home anymore.
Oh, that'd be tough.
And it was, well, I was the same rank as he was, just a patrolman. But we had a chief and a captain there that both made a lot more money than I did, you know, I mean, and we was pretty well at that time, $780 a month, was pretty good money for a
Right.
small city. But they didn't have the gumption to go tell Marcia that Gary was dead. You know? And I said, you know, there's got to be a better way to make a living. And so I got out and went in the insurance business. I went to work for this guy, and you know what an independent rep is, or manufacturer's rep?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he owned the company. I went to work for him selling medical. And within 2 months, 2 different companies said, quit the guy, take our lines and go. Well, he'd have sued me if I did that. So I just bought the company. And it took me a long time, but I bought the company. And 35 years later, the rest is history.